Hi, I'm Chris Barton, and this is Ernie, and we're going to answer some questions about the amazing age of John Roy Lynch, which I wrote and Don Tate illustrated. Question 1. Did you visit Natchez, Mississippi to visit the places John Roy lived and worked? Is the big house on Hamachito Street or the Tacony Plantation still there? Yes, I did. I did visit Natchez, and I visited Vidalia, Louisiana. So the big white house was in Natchez, and Tacony was outside Vidalia. I also went to Jackson, Mississippi, where he served as Speaker of the House of the Mississippi House of Representatives. I think it's very important when you're researching to go to the places where the people you wrote about lived and go to the places where things happened. It's a much more vibrant way to learn about a subject than just reading about it. Question 2. John Roy worked for a photographer. Are any of the photographs he developed still around? I had never thought of that until just now. It's possible. I don't know that any of the photographs have his name on them, but I bet if you look at enough attics or enough cedar chests, enough closets in Mississippi, you'll find at least one photograph that John Roy Lynch worked on. The third question is, in November 1869, Lynch won his first elected office, serving in the Mississippi State House of Representatives. In January 1872, colleagues selected the 24-year-old as Speaker. Are there any monuments of John Roy at the Mississippi House of Representatives or in Natchez? I don't recall seeing any monuments to him in Natchez. I think there should be. But in Jackson, Mississippi, where the Capitol is, if you go to the Old Capitol Museum, which is the building that was the Capitol during the time that John Roy Lynch served in the legislature, you can find his official portrait as Speaker of the House of the Mississippi House of Representatives. He's very handsome. His mustache looks terrific. Question 4. In 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing John Roy Lynch and other slaves. In 1875, John Roy wrote his Land of the Free and the Home of the Brave speech. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his I Have a Dream speech. Do you think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ever read about John Roy Lynch? I am guessing that he did not. John Roy Lynch's own autobiography was published around 1970, which was 2 years after Dr. Martin Luther King died. So I think it's unlikely that Dr. King had read about John Roy Lynch. If he had, I don't imagine that he was all that influenced by him. But that's it's an example of how you can't just assume that because of the chronological order in which things happened that one influenced the other, because of the publication date of John Roy Lynch's own book more than 30 years after he died. And the fifth question is, what advice would you give to our young writers as they learn to improve their skills? I have 3 pieces of advice. Number 1 is always have a pen and a notebook with you so you can capture your ideas when they come to you. Number 2 is get lots of exercise. Do lots of walking and do lots of running, especially without having earbuds in or headphones on. That's a great way to let your mind wander, to puzzle through a storytelling problem you're trying to solve, or to just observe the world around you and come up with ideas for other stories. And the third piece of advice is to have a writing community, even if it's just one other person or dog who's looking forward to reading the next story that you write, who's looking forward to seeing if you can make them laugh, seeing if you can make them cry. That's a great way to motivate someone to finish a story, and it also makes you feel fantastic when you've handed that story over and you see the reaction from that person. And I hope that maybe not Ernie, but hope that I will get to come to your school sometime soon. Have a great day.